Right, it is straight up top of the hour on WSAN Radio, broadcasting live from the studios located at 1603 Babcock, Suite 104. And as I promised, in the studio this morning, we have Miss Queen Bre. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, you up perky at everything this morning?
I'm feeling blessed,
Yeah.
Like I prayed, I got myself together, took a shower, When you get your makeup and everything done up, then you start to feel like you're supposed to, So that's why I'm full of energy.
Yeah.
I prepared for this.
Before we get started on that, we got a famous DJ in the house too, right?
Well, he's not a DJ. He produces.
Oh,
and,
a producer, okay.
Yeah, so he's my honey bun, my husband, but also he makes beats for me, so we're basically collaborating on an album right now.
Okay.
So he's been helping me a lot with this transition, like nobody's business, and I appreciate him because I have not been able to find a producer that really was loyal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I always had some kind of difficulty dealing with producers for some reason. And you know what? I think it's the grace of God because he didn't want me to work with just anybody. You know what I'm saying? So even though I might have gotten some songs done in the past, I'm on a new journey and now I'm doing Christian R&B. You know what I'm saying? So I want to specifically work with him. I told him, you're the only one I want to work with right now because I'm trying to, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it together. We're going to build a family name, and we're also going to, we're going to bring it into the family. You know what I'm saying? That money back into the family. So it just makes sense to me. You know what I mean? And God has blessed him with the talent, and I have a talent, and I need a need. And I have a need, and he has a need, and we fulfill that need. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it was meant.
Yeah. There have been a lot of husband and wife teams in the music industry where one is sitting behind doing all the work, and not saying that you don't do any work, but you know what I mean, that's behind the scenes taking care of everything because they don't see what it takes and what struggle it takes to get things together.
Yeah.
All they see is a final product, and people judge you from that final product whether they like it or not. But anybody who takes the time out to put together a track, lay down everything, and do all that, that's your music.
Yes.
And that's your, and a lot of people don't, I could do that. Okay, go ahead. I love when people say, I can do what you're doing. I say, go ahead.
Oh, let me see you do. But you know what? I encourage them to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, when people be like, I could do that, or anybody can do that, I've heard that before. Trust me. So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, but you don't know what it entails in order to be able to do all these things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not only the face, I am the background. You know what I'm saying? So I am moving the machine on top of learning how to move it and then trying new things and incorporating that, then training new people on how to do it. Yeah. So if you want to do this, my whole life is based on trying to inspire the next to do it. If you think you can do it because you see me do it, good. And I will talk to you personally and encourage you on what you need to look out for, which, what might come, because that's just what we were created to do, is help each other. We're not here to just, help ourselves. We're not going to get far trying to help ourselves, but we get further when we help others, when we put money in other people's pockets, you know what I'm saying, food in other people's mouths. Then they appreciate you, they're loyal to you, and they respect you for what you're doing and trying to help them, you know what I'm saying, because we all need each other. You have an aspect that I can't fulfill. Without you, how would I be on this radio show? So, you know what I'm saying? I don't have my own podcast. I don't have my own radio show. And I don't necessarily desire that at that moment, at this moment. So you fit that bill. You know what I'm saying? So we have a purpose.
You just sound like the saying I always say to everybody, I don't complete, I don't complete, I
don't compete.
I don't compete, I complete.
Yes. Amen.
I say that all the time, and I forget it myself to say that. And that is weird. But let's go back to your music.
Yes.
Trust me, I turned around and tuned in a couple of your songs just to make sure you was legit.
Well,
and you were. I like your music. the transition for R&B, and people got to realize blues, R&B all started off in the church. People started off in the church.
That's so true.
And they go out on their own. They do things. And what I love about all R&B artists, mainly R&B, because I'm talking about the black community, when you get on the platform, I love it. The first thing you say, first of all, I want to thank God.
Yeah.
Because they know where they came from. And that's hard. Some people get out there and think they're entitled.
Ooh.
You haven't paid your dues yet to be entitled. Matter of fact, you shouldn't be entitled. You ought to be humble that God
Absolutely.
gave you that gift.
And the thing is, just to bounce off that, people assume that, well, I feel like it's because they're not close to God, or they're ashamed to publicize that they are for God, and that, you know what I mean? It's not popular right now necessarily. I mean, there's like a group of people, if you will, but the popular people that are not, that are in the world, the worldly people that dress and listen to Cardi B. I love everybody. I love the music, whatever the case may be. No offense to anybody, but that kind of genre, that kind of vibe, that worldly dressing, however they feel, half naked and whatever the case, that's your business, that's your prerogative. But at the same time, God is. He told us how to be. You know what I'm saying? He told us what he desires for us. He told us how we can make our money and how we can utilize ourselves. He didn't say we had to be desperate for it. He didn't say that we had to sell our souls or sell our bodies in order to get to the top. You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize that they don't have to do all this extra stuff to flaunt in order to bring some eyes to them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is the goal, is really just myself. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? If the next person Jill Scott, or you know what I'm saying, Erykah Badu, they're not naked. You know what I'm saying? They are able to present themselves with their voice, their beauty, their Jill Scott can act her butt off. Okay, I was just watching what is it? Women's. I forgot it's a show on Netflix. Either way, I didn't know she could act like that.
Yes.
And she's really talented. But what I'm saying is there's so many talented people. They're not just looking for your body. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to see what you have to offer. What can you do for someone else? What do you have to offer? What do you have to show for what God has created you to be? What is your purpose?
Yes.
A lot of people not living in purpose. They're living just in the times, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look good today, so I'm going to walk around looking good today. But tomorrow, Lord forbid, that you don't look like that tomorrow. You get in an accident. Your whole face messed up. Now you getting botched. Now they messed up the botch. Now you know what I'm saying? Like now you want your booty and your boobs done. No offense again to anybody, but I believe in loving yourself. God created you perfect.
Amen.
So why are you changing yourself? Who are you doing this for? Why don't you love yourself? But it's different if you have to do it because you've been in an accident. But if somebody said that you were ugly, the devil is a liar. You are beautiful. You are wise. You are smart. Everything about you is amazing. Whether you bald or not, whether you got hair on your butt and your chest or your whatever, whether your nose is crooked, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, God created you perfect, and somebody's there for you. Somebody wants you.
Yeah, you got that right. See, I got you going this morning.
I'm on fire.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, so let's bring up how you got started.
Yes.
Did you come out singing, or did you have to wait a few years?
Came out the womb, right?
Yeah, did you come out singing and preaching and all that? Because I know somewhere down the line something must have touched you at an early age to be where you at. I just feel that.
How do you know?
I don't know, but I have a sixth sense for things.
Wow.
By just talking to people, and the Spirit yesterday was telling me what I'm gonna talk about or what questions I'm gonna ask, because I'm the one who don't write down questions all the time. I talk to you on the phone. And then I get a feel, and it's the chemistry. And when we talked Saturday, I felt that chemistry. I also felt that God was telling me this young lady started off at an early age.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to bring that up and see if I'm right on time with it. So tell us.
Yeah.
When and where did you get started on this?
Okay, so thank you for asking, because that's very detailed. I actually started my spiritual journey with God when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I lived in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. My dad was stationed in Davis-Monthan. And so me and my mom, my whole family, I have a brother and sister, older. We all used to go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. We went to all the, functions and whatnot. Like, church really was fun for me, but it was also a relief for me. And I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of people that just I could talk to and have a good time with. So, but outside of that, you know what I'm saying, I realized just because you go to church and you have all these experiences don't mean you have a connection with God. And I was just it was told to me by someone that I know dearly. So it was like, I understand now, like, you don't have to know God if you don't intentionally want to. You know what I'm saying? It's an intentional thing to want to know God, want to seek him, his face, want to see him for yourself, want to experience his love for yourself. And so as a young age, 8 years old, because I used to have nightmares and stuff, like, always been scared of scary movies. I hate scary movies. I remember watching Chucky, like, when I was 4 years old. Like, my brother and sister were sitting there in the front of the TV, back in the day. We were living in Germany, I believe, at that time. And I will never forget it. Like, I was so scared of dolls after that, and I don't play around with ghost movies, doll movies, possessed movies. Shoot, I even can't do what's that one movie where the world everybody can like beat each other up for a day?
Oh yeah,
kill each other and stuff. I thought I could watch that until I went to sleep and I had a nightmare. Okay, and I said I will never watch that again. So I have to be very, like, my spirit is sensitive, is what I realized. Like, all my life, my spirit has been sensitive to people and energy. Like, I can sense, like, if you're a good person. I can sense if sometimes my discernment wasn't that great. I did have to build that strength, but with God, I was able to figure out, like, like, what is for me and what's not for me. And I always have to pray. I always have to ask God to lead me and just direct me on who is for me, what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to say. Because, not every time do I say the right thing at the right time, or not every time am I knowing what to do, or I might be braced with 2 opportunities or 3, 4, 5 opportunities at one time and don't know which one to choose, or I have no options, therefore I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, all you can do is trust God. And since a young age, I've just been trusting God, and he's been showing himself to me. Like, something so minute as I prayed for a dog, right? I was 8 years old. My mom don't like dogs. I prayed for a dog. One of my mom's friends basically came over, was like, I got a surprise, My mom's like, what? And so she brings a little puppy over, right? And it was the cutest puppy, right? Everybody was over there. It was like a bunch of kids at the house. My family, of course, her kids. So, and I was all my cousins. That's what it was. And so basically, my mom, everybody seen the dog. We're like, she's so beautiful, so cute. And I'm like, Mom, please let me keep her, And my mom's friend gave her to us for free. Now, that was a blessing on its own, because 1, I prayed for it, but 2, it was free. My mother would not pay for a dog. She don't want a dog. You know what I'm saying? Let alone it's a cute dog. It was a small little Pomeranian Lhasa mix. And basically, I had her for 16 years. She just passed away probably like 3 years ago when I came back to San Antonio. I used to live in Houston. So my career in music actually started in Houston. Like, I started singing all my life. I've sang in talent shows. I've sang in, I was in modeling, what they call it, like did modeling gigs as a 16-year-old going up. I had contract with model production. I won my first paid gig, and I was the top of my class for International Performing Arts Academy of all the models and all the actors. So, like that boosted me when I was 16. Like I was supposed to be doing something, and again, I prayed for that. I was living in Japan. I'm just all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm military. If y'all didn't know, I'm military brat. So I lived in Japan when I was probably, I want to say 7th grade all the way to 10th grade. Okay. So before I came back, I knew we were going back to the States. We didn't know where we was going to be at. But my dad was like, we might be in Texas. So I was like, well, Lord God, let me be a model. Like, I want to model. I want to do, I was real skinny, like slim, just tall, always been the tallest in my class, and I just felt like that would be my lane. I loved it. My aunt, she also is a designer. My aunt Leandra, she's a fashion designer. So I walked for her when I was much younger, like 8, 7 years old. So it was like, I guess it stayed with me. And so praying to God, like, Lord, let me come here and model. Well, when I moved to San Antonio, just going to the mall, I met two different occasions, I met 2 different people looking for models, scouts.
Yeah.
I don't believe in coincidence because I asked for this, you know what I'm saying? And then for that, then asking my father, if I could do it, my mom and dad, they do everything together. But my dad, he was very adamant, like, you know what, whatever she want to do, I support it, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate my dad. Shout out to my dad. But he paid for that, for me to basically go through that class, and I excelled, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so with excellence, it has brought something to me, like, I can do anything I want to do. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to excel at it. I'm not just going to do the bare minimum. I'm not going to just go, do minute or the regular. I want to go above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? So since then, I still was modeling, but I kind of took a break from that. And then I decided to just kind of figure out what I want to do. I kind of want to be in showbiz and whatnot. I thought that's what I wanted to do. So, and I always said to myself that I wanted to be famous. But as a young child, I said, I don't want to just be famous for nothing, like doing something crazy. I want to be famous for doing something that's going to change the world, like that's going to inspire people, that's going to touch millions of people from different continents, because I am I'm an international girl. I lived all over the world. I lived in Germany and Japan, but I also visited other places. My brother was born in England, so it's like, and I was born in North Dakota. It's crazy, but that's my life, so I want to be able to expand globally. I want to reach people in a way, because I relate. I feel comfortable around other people. I mean, it's crazy to say, like, most black people, would say they're more comfortable around black people, or they're only been around that kind of people, or they maybe only been around Mexicans, or they maybe only been around white people, or whatever the case may be. Excuse me, however I'm saying this, if it's offensive, I don't mean to be. But regardless, I've been around the world, so I've seen so many people and was able to live amongst them and grow friendships with them and realize that they are just like me, and there's nothing different. But and I seen the community of them too. So they stick together, and then that's when I see our people, black people, and I realize we don't stick together. And a lot of the women in general, no matter what race, don't stick together at all. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I decided to bring that all together with my boutique. I'm just taking over. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You on the roll. But
no, good. We'll get to it.
That's all right. That's all right. I don't mind that.
Appreciate you.
That's things that you want to get out, and things that people don't know about you, and that's
Absolutely.
good. That's good.
Absolutely.
Now, where did you start off singing in the church?
No. Well, not exactly. I was probably like 4 when I realized that I liked singing, probably. I used to sing with my sister, and they would have like a cute little girl group. It was like my neighbors come together, and we would just sing together, And I just wanted to be like my sister. So she was singing and dancing and stuff. I wanted to do that too. So that's when I started singing. But then growing up, I have a singing aunt. My father can sing. My granny can sing. All my dad's side, So I grew up with them and I seen them all my life, and that inspired me because they could sing. You know what I mean? And it just kind of grew. I don't know. It's like I just was always doing it. Like if the song was playing in the car, I'm singing the ad libs and the main chorus and the verse and everything all in one. Ooh, hey, da 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 da, like like I wanted it. I just loved music in general.
I could sit and say I could say you was the Supremes -2.
Exactly. Yeah, literally. No.
Yeah. So with that going on, with you singing and you're learning from your family, and that's you're talking about your roots. You're well rooted with your family, and they were singers, and it's like they encourage you on to do the things that they want you to do. Yeah. So
maybe they didn't even know it was inspiring me, but yeah, I took notes, if you will.
I would say without knowing you and your family, they inspired you.
Yes.
I really do think so, because they when you were singing, let's say with your family, all that stuff, you started singing, they stop and look at you and say, "Girl, what got into you?"
No, see, my family, they put you on the spot. You see, they'll tell you, come sing in front of all the family. You know what I mean? I got some friends at my granny house. It's everybody, and people I don't even, it's not even family is over there, because my granny, like, she was so cool with everybody, and she also was, she used to take care of, like, older people and stuff like that, and sick people and stuff. So, either way, she just was really cool with the community, and so people would be able to come over and come have a drink or come listen to music or just come sit and chill outside of her house, right? So, either way, I would have a lot of family. My cousins, I had at least 10 plus cousins, right? So I had a good childhood, okay? We was playing all the time. And I got like 6 aunts and uncles, okay? So if you can imagine, like, a big family plus my own, and basically they would be like, "Bre, come sing for us." I would always be kind of shy. I didn't want to sing, you know what I mean? And even, like, not today, it's not the same, but it's like, if I don't feel like it, I'm not about to force myself. But if you're like, "I need you to do this, da-da-da, now or never," I'm like, all right, boom, you know what I'm saying? But I'm so chill and laid back, and I don't try to draw attention, if that makes sense. I like to just enjoy the vibe. I like to see people smile. So, of course, like I said, they just put me on the spot, and that's kind of how I realized, like, obviously they saw something in me, and my mom and dad, they love to, your parents love to boast about you. So, they saw something in me, and I didn't know I'd be here. I just thought, I just sing.
That the way you're describing everything, it reminded me of a movie, The 5 Heartbeats. Yeah. And it reminds me of that, because they were basically doing the same thing. There was some that didn't want to sing. Right. Choir boy. That's the one I relate to. And I could see you doing all that. And I bet you had some, as you would say, some little, how can I put it, talent shows? Yes. In the family? Yes. And I can see y'all doing
fashion
that.
shows?
Yes, I can see y'all doing that. And just having a good time. And everybody grew off each other. Yes. Now, do you have anybody else in your family that sings or that's out there right now besides yourself?
No. Okay. I have an aunt. Her name is Dion, and she sounds like Fantasia. She sounds amazing, right? So her story inspired me to take it another level, is what I'm saying. Because she had the opportunity to be basically seen and be signed by a label and all that stuff, right? My granny wasn't okay with that, because I think she was like 16 or something like that. She was young. So my granny wasn't trying to be on the road. Like, she wasn't trying to do all that. So she was like, nah. So that didn't happen for her then, but then she got another opportunity, and I think something happened with a relationship. So, right, something stopped her again from being able to achieve her dream. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing people around you not live their dream, pursue their dream, it's like you have to do it by any means necessary.
Yes.
I must do this, because if I don't, it's not going to change you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a consistent of disappointments, failures, and people just not achieving their goals. And if I can do it, who's to say that she can't do it again? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I might be able to open the door for her. I know that she still wants to sing. I know that I got family that's still doing great things. So it's like, I don't want to see them like that. And I want to see them prosper and grow like I'm trying to, but I realize I have to be the plant. I have to plant the seed, and then I have to let it grow, and I have to let God grow it and water me and to become, because he knows what I'm going to do. There's no reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing if it weren't God. I'm not able to do it. I have to emphasize, I would not be able to do it. Like, there's so many talented people out there.
There is. So, you and your music, what does it take to put a song together? Is it something that you just think about, that you put out there? Is it spontaneous? Or you could be out somewhere and something hits you and say, hey, I like that. Which one of those are you?
So, so basically, I like to freestyle. I'm a freestyle queen, so I started out in Houston just freestyling, ciphering with like friends and stuff at like school, and they would just sit in a group. I had a lot of producing friends, so I was starting out that music thing. I never was into it like that, you know. So to find people that like to rap and people that like to just make music and beats all day, like that's just what they like to do, was so awesome to me. I related with them, like. So we used to just sing. I used to sing, and they would freestyle, and I never considered myself a rapper, so I didn't try at all. But then in my own spare time, I would be rapping and stuff, and I'd be like, yo, I could probably really do something, but I don't want to put that necessarily out like that's who I am, but I can get down, you know what I'm saying, if I wanted to. So, but I just freestyle, and then once I freestyle, I will take that beat. I always have to record it. So I'll get a beat. I used to just get a beat from YouTube. I would put it on, and I would just sing, and then I have my phone, and I would just record myself while the music's playing on the TV, because, you can play,
right,
stream it there and YouTube or whatever. And so I would listen to lo-fi music, and specifically about lo-fi, like I could be listening to R&B. I could say R&B, but I say lo-fi because I met this guy named David at my old job that I used to work at, and he was playing the music like loud while we were cleaning up and stuff and ready to go. I said, oh my God, what is this? I said, I need to know what this beat is, like all these vibes, like, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling like singing, like, and so he was like, oh, it's lo-fi. After that, it was all she wrote. And I would listen to it, and I would, like I said, I would play it, record myself singing, just freestyling, whatever was on my heart, whatever I felt like, whether I was worried, scared, praising God, talking about a relationship, talking about food. It didn't matter what it was. I was going to sing it, and the more I sang, the better I sounded, and the more I heard myself. So being alone in that time, in that season, and being able to sing and stuff, I kind of molded my voice, if you will, molded who I was, and God allowed that, you know what I'm saying? So then after that, it was like one of my good friends, colleagues anyway, his name is Io, and he hit me up saying, hey, I got an opportunity, would you like to be a host? And so after that, literally my life changed. I mean, literally. And I was out of school. I had been out of school for a year at that time. I went to University of Houston, go Cougs, you know what I'm saying? So, so that's how I make my music. I freestyle, I rewrite it, and then I go in the studio and I put it down. And when I'm in the studio, I'd give it a whole lot more, because when you recording at home, it's like you don't got the quality. You're trying to hear a vibe, and once you know it's a vibe, you ready to record it. So, just finding good studios and things like that. That's all that's the only concern I'm always looking for is who got a good studio I could go to, and who got good quality, who got great, engineers and all that stuff could put it together. Because that's, we need a whole team to put this, make a miracle happen. You know what I'm saying? Because God already blessed me with the ability to write. God already blessed me with the ability to sing. But now I need my team to fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying? So once you find the people that can do it for you, you don't want to deal with nobody else. So
I see. I see who you're giving a shout out to. But see, and that is some of the battle right there. Trusting somebody in the studio that you know is going to do good for you. Yeah. And then they will go ahead and use you, and then throw you away after they got everything from you. I was
just talking about that.
Because I brought something up today on the show, how people set you up for failure or set you up. Set it up doesn't have to mean failure. It could be something good.
Maybe they don't even mean it to be intentional, but it ends up being a curse.
So I see things like that out there. The reason why I bring it up because I was in church yesterday. Yeah. And the message was similar to that you have to trust people all the time, but when do you stop? You always have to trust. But so what I got out of it said, all right, you got to trust them, but before you trust them, vet them, find out where they at, where they come from. I remember when I was a manager at I'm not going to say the company's name, but when I was a manager, I was interviewing people. So I asked HR, can I just talk to the parents? Yeah. Why you want to talk to the parents? I want to see this guy's all about. I don't want to hire him and the parents say he's no good. No, you can't do that, Ron. But vetting is, I hate to say it, it's part of the process nowadays. Even friendship. I had a friend of mine who did a show today about friendship. How you have to vet your friends.
Unfortunately. I mean, it's not unfortunately, because you don't realize, especially as we get older, like, some people are set in their ways and they don't pretend, or sometimes they pretend at first. You can be vetting somebody and they only show all their good stuff, and then eventually they show the other side. But just having a genuine conversation with somebody, if you vibe with them, and that's a new trend, a new thing lately, we say vibe, but it's like if your energy, your aura is matching with me, it seems peaceful, you know what I'm saying, trusting, it's going to exude that. If you're not a good person, if you're a liar, thief, or something about you is going to seem sketchy, or what you say doesn't come off as genuine, or what you do doesn't, like, even if you did something for me, it would be like, oh, that was interesting, or but or it might be real good. You might be a great actor. There are great actors out there. But you have to be trusting first. That's how I say, lead with trust until they show you otherwise. Yeah. But don't ignore that they showed you something as if they won't do it again, if that makes sense.
It does.
You have to know, like, what you won't deal with, what you're not okay with. You have to have boundaries. If people cross your boundaries in a friendship, in a relationship, then you have to let it be known that they've crossed the boundary, and this is what you don't like, this is what you don't accept, and you can be nice about it. The thing is, lead with love. You can't just be telling people off and, trying to burn bridges. You got to lead with love, like you care to keep them around. You just want to give them a chance to know, like, oh, that was messed up. Oh, dang, I didn't know. Because some people just don't realize. Nobody's told them. How many times have I had a manager that was rude to me or whatever the case? And mind you, I work for self now, but I had a couple of them, women and men, where I had to express to them, I don't work like this. I need you to talk to me like this. I need this kind of environment. It hurt my feelings when you did X, Y, and Z. You got to be transparent and truthful, because they've all said to me, I didn't know that. Nobody ever has talk to me, or I've heard that from my wife, but not from my employees. Or they'll be like, okay, because I had a mistake why I was being treated a certain kind of way at work. I was uncomfortable, right? So I'm talking to my coworker. It was just me and her. And so she's like, oh, well, she's just being messy, right? So she's telling me stuff, feeding me things that I don't even know. So I'm like, what? And so I'm like, I'm going to confront her at this meeting because I have had it up to here. You know what I'm saying? Tell me why I confronted my boss and the lady sitting right there because we was having a meeting. It's only she only had like 2 employees, So I was like, oh, and this, da-da-da-da, and I'm explaining like, I don't like this, and da-da-da-da. And the girl was not saying a thing.
Yep.
Ooh, child. And that's when I realized, don't you ever listen to people. And don't you repeat nothing people be saying at work at nothing. Because when it's time to get down and dirty, they ain't going to say a dang thing. Yeah. and then what she did was, my boss, she pulled me aside. She said, Bre, if you have a problem, pull me aside. Don't humiliate somebody in public trying to scold them or try to tell them what they're doing wrong. Even if it's true, be respectful and pull them aside and talk to them. So I learned that valuable lesson at that moment. Like, I've learned so many great lessons. And so therefore I teach the same thing. Like, if somebody's like, if you got an issue, come talk to me. Don't talk about me to somebody else. Come straight to the source. And more than likely, the source is willing to change for you. The source is really willing to do the right thing, but they don't realize what they're doing. They might be stressed out. They may not realize they take stuff out on people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You may not know what they go through. But it is important for I believe, you to have a good relationship with those people. So being able to trust your boss being able to trust the employees, being able to have a good relationship with the people around you will help things go smoother. You know what I'm saying? You'd be able to open up to them and talk to them and not be like, I don't know how they're going to take it. You know what I mean? Right. A lot of people are just afraid to say what they really want to say, unless it's like some kind of like survey and it's anonymous, right? So it's like, then you hear all kinds of stuff, and hopefully it's positive, but at the end of the day, how can you grow if you don't hear the negative? You hit something right on the head. It's a learning experience. Anything that happens, you're constantly learning. My mom used to say it's always a work in progress, no matter what you do. Now, your singing part, when you are singing, when you're on stage, that's your time to shine. And I can see when you get on stage, you're probably a completely different person. I'm just saying you are a completely different person without even seeing you on stage. Because once you get up on stage, you have to perform. Yeah. No matter how you feel, no matter what happened an hour ago, you have to turn that off and get on and sing. Now, some singers find it difficult to do that. They give a poor performance on how they're feeling. And somebody who's professional, you wouldn't know they had a problem from day one at all before they get up there because they're professional. And then they take it home. They don't blow up on it. Right. I watch some artists just get mad at each other, band members get mad at each other, and take it out during the set. Yeah. Wow. And that has not happened to me. But speak about that. Yeah. Do you have a band with you or? I have band members. I don't have an official band, but if I need to pull some people, like shout out to 34K, I always work with her. Oh, that's my girl right. That's my girl right there, 34K. Yeah. That's my girl. She opened up with me. Well, she was my guitarist for when I opened up for Music Soul Child in 2022 at the Alamo Fest, and that was a blessing. I went all out. Okay, I had dancers, I had I had a drummer and I had a bass and a normal guitar. Either way, it was a phenomenal situation. Okay, I had designers. Shout out to Laria and Crystal for helping me. I already designed it, but they put it together. They sewed it together. They shopped with me. They taught me the whole everything, right? So I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. Just just all the ladies that helped me, anyone I haven't mentioned, like, it was a blessing. But thank God. But just to bounce off of like that confidence thing you were talking about, and not like showing your what's going on in real life on the stage. Well, you know, like how black people be like, if you get in trouble, it might be all cultures, but say your parent is scolding their child and saying like, fix your face. You know what I mean? Like, before I give you something to cry about. You know what I'm saying? So it starts at a young age. You might think that's like terrible, but at the end of the day, it helps you. It builds character. Like everything that we went through is building character so that we can achieve what we're able to achieve. We can't be extra sugarcoating it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when we're adults, then you have to be professional. When it's time, when showtime comes, you gotta be whatever. So I always pray. That's one thing is, I don't care what's going on with me. I shut it down. I shut my mind off of that. I pray. I ask God to just help me with, this show and to reach the people I'm supposed to reach and all that stuff. Whatever is on my heart to pray about right before performing. And I'm good. Before I even go in the event is what I'm saying. Because sometimes you go into an event and you can't even enjoy yourself. How you going to have a good set if you can't even enjoy yourself before you get in there? It's like the atmosphere. You got to pray for your atmosphere.
Yes.
And people don't realize that. They're like, oh, I prayed while I was on. I've literally tested this experience with my own self. Like, you got to pray before you show up, not necessarily when you show up. I mean, when you're in there already. You know what I'm saying? The chaos is already happening. It's like you should have prayed before you got there.
Exactly.
Because now you got to pray away the demons and the devil and everything else. It's like, if you pray before, they wouldn't have even have showed up. Okay, they won't even come through the door. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. So you don't realize how powerful God is and how powerful prayer is. But I pray before I go into a building, before I perform again. I'm praying and talking to God and just asking Him to give me the strength, give me confidence and everything else. Because at the end of the day, when you're exuding confidence on the stage, you're exuding like you have no fears, and you're exuding that you have no doubts and worries and problems and technical difficulties. But of course they do come about, and you may even mess up a line, and you might even forget your word, or you might even sing something flat, or you might even, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're focused on failing and you're focused on what could go wrong, you're not going to do good. So I always am just optimistic, and I'm always ready to perform and just give a show. Like, I want people to be excited. I am engaging with you. I'm walking around. I'm pointing. I'm looking. I've learned so much over the years, like what to do as a performance, to the point where that's not ever a issue. Like, performing is not an issue. I even did a competition in Austin, Texas. They had some kind of like R&B competition, and I could have been a winner, but they told me, which was critique that I needed, but it was also devastating, of course. But they told me, they were like, you didn't move around, you didn't use the stage, So with that being said, that would never be a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to experience.
Right.
You got to hear the critique, or you can't grow. You can't be great.
I hear you on that. Then some people tell you you're using the stage too much. It's almost, you can't win. See, I know.
I ain't never heard that, but
I know in the morning sometime, not all the time, I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
People may not believe this, but I got to get up and pray in the morning that my tongue will not lash out in the wrong way.
Come on now.
And I make sure I get up and I'm confident what I'm doing. And then as soon as I get here in the studio, first thing I do, I check what I need to be doing. I get everything all lined up, who I'm going to talk about, have everything done. Mm-hmm. By 6:45, I click the switch on. I'm live on Facebook and on Twitch, and I'm doing my thing. So I'm sitting back here the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 minutes before I go on, something happens, breaking news or something. I have to change everything.
Yeah.
It happens like that. I got to change, or somebody will text me something what's going on. I got to change everything.
Oh, you're talking about news, like you were going to share something.
Yeah, when I have things already lined up, something come into play there. That's why I talk about that. Black people are resilient in things that we do. And so when that time comes, you got to learn how to change.
Yeah.
And that's one thing.
Go with the flow.
That's one thing I'll give our culture credit for.
Yes.
We will change.
Yeah.
We will change. Adjust, do whatever we need to do, and we do that.
Yes.
Now, getting up on stage, you hit one point right there that I agree with you 100% on. You may forget a line, you may forget a word, you may sound flat, but you show
gotta
still
improv.
Yeah, you the show still go on because nobody out in the audience know that you messed up. Only you know.
Yes.
So you don't stop and say, hey, "Can we start over again?" No, you can't.
Matter of fact, they're like, "That was amazing," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
You like that? Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you like it, that's good.
You sit back and then after the show, you talk to the bandman. Man, I messed up on that one. No, you didn't. You kept on going. You did not stop.
Right.
That's a professional.
Man.
When they do not stop, they keep on going. And sometimes, like you said, that's probably your best show.
Oh.
Is that mine?
Yeah.
That's me. and sometimes that is your best show. So, with that being said, are you doing anything for Juneteenth? Are you performing for Juneteenth?
I don't have anything planned yet. A lot of things come like every month. It's kind of like people. I mean, I'm literally have a show or something, a vendor event or something at least 2 to 3 times a month. So at some point, somebody reaches out. Hey, are you available for this? And that's just how it happens. So sometimes I'm booked in advance, but a lot of times the shows just come. So I ain't got nothing right now. I'm good. But in May, I do have a performance coming up. I'm going to be opening up for H-Town, Michelet, and Public Announcement. I am the only gospel artist that's going to be opening up, and that's at the R&B Love Fest. I believe is it Love Fest? Yeah, the R&B Love Fest. Okay. I had to make sure. I always mess that up. But either way, that's a blessing for me because I didn't think that people really were going to take this gospel thing serious, if that makes sense for me. Because you starting in R&B and you gained the traction that you have to then change your genre completely. You don't know if those people will fall off. You don't know if your fans will no longer care like for that because they not into the gospel music. You know what I'm saying? Like when you choose God, it's a whole different playing field.
Right.
You can might say, oh, I listen to gospel occasionally, but then but what do you listen to more of? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I had to realize I'm going to have to start over. But not exactly. God is so good that he allowed me to continue. Like I've already been opening up for celebrities and meeting people. I met Garfield Bright at from Shy, the group Shy. I met him at a coffee shop across the street, and he became my buddy. You know what I'm saying? So like, and shout out to Peter Allen for helping me out. He's in Houston as well. Like a lot of these people I met in Houston, but they did some. It's what I'm saying is like God placed me. So it was like I already knew I wanted to do something, but then God allowed me to meet people that were doing that thing, you know, and so they would speak life into me. And they would tell me, oh, yeah, you could do this, you should do that, or come do this event with me, or whatever the case may be. And so life just keeps I keep meeting more people, like either coincidence or on purpose. But I mean, I just did a show last year, opening up for Lil Boozy. So, you know, it's just a lot of things. I meet people in the studio. I'll record just right there. And then we got a song. And they're like, I need you to perform. So it's like God is always moving me despite what I'm doing. Because it's meant for me. You know what I'm saying? When something's meant for you, things come to you. You don't got to beg for it. You don't got to ask for it. A lot of times you can put it out like, hey, I'm looking for this. But people will start coming to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of times what I do. I'll put out, I'm looking for models, or put out, I'm looking for a radio station to be on or something. Because I'm on a mission now. I'm looking for something. But at the end of the day, and I'm going to reach out and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do because I'm a boss. I'm a businesswoman first. So I'm always like, that's why I sent you my stuff. Yep. On point. Thank you for shouting that out.
But, you know, what's funny, somebody just texted me, wanted me to know, how did I meet you? Should I tell them the truth?
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
What?
I was thumbing through Facebook. From time to time, I get on Facebook, and I'll be honest with you, that's where I get a lot of my interviews on there and stuff. And you put something out there, and then 34K puts them out there. She put the wrong radio station on it. I'll talk to you later, 34K, about that.
Don't get on my girl. Don't get on my girl.
But she we were talking. Now 34K been on my show about 3 times.
Yeah.
I met her last. I haven't even known her a year.
Yeah.
And it seems like I've been knowing her forever.
Yeah.
Her and her mama.
Oh.
Oh boy, her mom is something else.
Yeah.
But anyway, somebody asked. They said, "How did you meet Queen Bre?"
Yeah.
It was on Facebook. She said, "I want to get out there. How can I get out there?" And I replied back to you.
Yeah.
And you called me, or you called me on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we talked and everything. We got everything set up right then and there. What we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's that easy.
It's that easy.
It's not hard at all. And I'm gonna roll back on something that you just said, that the difficulties in going from R&B to gospel.
Yeah.
There have been many singers who have done that.
Yeah.
And what you end up doing, your true followers will follow you.
Yes.
On the flip side, you will pick up more followers.
Amen.
When you go over there.
Yeah.
Because that is, for one, it's not an extreme. It's something you want to do.
Yeah.
And going to gospel, it's not ever a bad thing.
No.
People look at, you just messed up. No, I didn't. I didn't mess up anything.
You know how many times people have said, you can still sing, I know you sing gospel, but you can still sing R&B. You can still sing R&B. And I'm like, there are artists out there singing R&B, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what I want to do. I'm not doing that. I'm not half-stepping.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 100%. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be an R&B artist, I'm going to be an R&B artist. Be gospel, I'm going to be gospel. But when you choose God, that's why I feel like I'm going to choose God, and therefore whatever is going to make him happy, whatever builds his people and glorifies his name, that's what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. That's what we all supposed to be doing.
Right.
That is our job. Whatever we were gifted with is supposed to glorify God's name. So if we're not doing that, and I have a voice and I'm not using it, do you know when I was that yay high 5 years old or 6, 7 years old, I wrote in a little diary, and I don't have it no more, but I remember writing, I want to be a singer for God.
And here you are.
Years later. And I won't forget it, because I remember 3-4 years later, I found a little notebook, moving around and stuff. Military, you always moving every 4 years. So I found this little notebook, and it was all little chicken scratches, didn't write good. So, but it said, I want to be a singer for God. And I just said, wow, like, I'm so young to be saying that. Like, how did I know what I mean by that? And I started singing in general, but now I'm like, I'm actually doing what I said that I wanted to do. And I know God placed that in my heart when I was that age, probably 5, 6 years old. So it's not a coincidence. I'm where I am. You know what I mean? It's just a full circle.
It's funny when you said that, only one thing went through my mind. Yeah. That you were born with an old soul.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize what an old soul is, that you're mature.
Yeah.
A lot more mature than anybody else your age when you was growing up.
Yeah.
You knew the old things that the people with wisdom did. And
I get that a lot.
Yeah, and I can see that. I can see that in you. I also see that you weren't rebellious, but you wasn't putting up with nobody's stuff either. Right. You was a strong black girl and turned into a strong black woman. I feel
you know what? That's not even true. My early ages, I used to be super soft-spoken. I didn't stand up for myself. I used to be bullied. I didn't really, yeah, I mean, people get bullied all the time. It wasn't crazy, but it was to the point where it was affecting me in school, and I can't forget it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Treated differently because you're taller than everybody. You're black, and everybody else is majority something else, or you don't dress like them, or whatever the case may be. So you don't fit in with whatever, right? So I've experienced that, but I didn't really. I was so nice, like I was too nice. I felt like I was taught that niceness will actually cover, like, if somebody's being rude to you, they can't be rude to you if you're nice. You know what I'm saying? They could, but eventually they're going to just give up. And that's true for the most part. But for children and stuff like that, like, they will just keep coming for you. You know what I'm saying? So I occasionally had to stand up for myself. I didn't start standing up for myself until, I want to say probably 5 or 6 years ago. I'm 28 years old. So
that's hard. That's hard for me to believe that it's you sitting right here right now. That's hard to believe. I guess
I got to go into story wise. You know, I got to give you context. But you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't say I didn't stand up for myself, but I always was very passive and very, like, soft spoken. I didn't speak up when somebody was doing wrong. If somebody did wrong to someone else, I could speak up for them. But if it was about me, I was afraid to speak my voice. I was afraid to go against the grain, to stand up to the bully. But now I stand up to the bully. I am the bully to the bully. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a bully with me, I'll be a bully back, but respectfully and classy and ladylike.
You said it's funny. I'm the bully now.
Well, in context, I'll bully back to the bully.
Right,
I'm not a bully in general. But if you're going to be rude, and I have to stand my foot down, I will if I have to. And for a long time, I did this by myself before Devon came in my life. Like, I was doing this by myself, so I was a little aggressive. I was rough around the edges. Like, I went from being super sweet to being super rough to being now in the middle. So, like, I was ready for whatever, and I would talk to you crazy or whatever the case, because I have went through so much. When you're a nice person, you go through so much that you can become something you're not, because of the world. You know what I'm saying? They treat you so bad because you're nice. They think they can use you and abuse you. But when you realize God is good and he can turn all that around, then you start to backtrack into who you used to be, leaving behind those things that you're not, that you don't even want to be. People start saying, "Oh, you're this, you're that." You're like, "I was never like that. When did I, become this?" I had to move back to San Antonio because Houston was rough for me. Living there by myself, I had to fend for myself, and people were just jealous because I was beautiful, because I was nice. I walk in smiling. People literally like, she must think she better, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally. And I'm just trying to be friendly. I'm socially awkward, I don't really like talking all the time, but so I had to do a job. So therefore I'm saying hello to everybody, and they thinking I'm cool, like I'm just confident like that, and that's cool. That's great. That's God, because it ain't just me walking around here like I'm that chick. I am, but because of God, you know what I'm saying?
do like men do. Men will walk by each other. I do like this. They go, "What's up?"
Right. Nah, see.
What's up?
I like to say hello because I believe that everybody deserves to be acknowledged.
Yes.
I believe that when you acknowledge people, I want to be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know me. But if you're a host or something, you don't want them to just overlook you, but they say hello to everybody else and they're doing the show. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just a million people, you can't say hello and you on a stage. But if you have the time to socialize with people, I had an open mic. This is what I'm talking about. In Houston, I had an open mic every Wednesday, and I used to co-host with another guy. And basically, I would show up early. People who would come, I would just go around the room. "Hello, I'm Queen Bre. Are you an artist? Are you, you just came in to hang out? Okay, well, we need you too. I'm going to be performing tonight. I need your support, okay?" Because that was my only way. I don't know nobody. I'm new. I'm going to act a fool up on that stage. I'm going to be awkward and just everything because I don't know what I'm doing. If I talk to you and just say hello to you, I feel like I know you now. We and you are buddies now. So if I go up on that stage, you're going to say, "Woo!" You know what I'm saying? You're going to cheer for me. You're going to smile at me. You're going to clap your hands and snap. But guess what? I also see if they don't do that, you don't socialize with people, and you're doing an event or anything like that, and you're working it, people just watching.
Yeah.
Not saying nothing. Not snapping, not clapping, not waving, not
just
even nothing.
There.
Just watching you like a like a thump on a log. So it's like I don't like that. So I was like, let me be social, and that's how I combated that. So I do the job because that's what I think that's your job as an entertainer,
right?
As a host, whatever. You're supposed to socialize.
Yeah.
Because you want people to feel comfortable, and they're gonna come back. Do you know that place was packed every Wednesday? I mean, every Wednesday, and we had a ball. Okay, so
I hear you. All right, boy, what that hour went by fast.
I know.
Went by real fast. In closing, do you want to tell people how to get a hold of you and all that good stuff?
Well, let me make sure I shout out Beautiful Me Design, because we didn't get to really talk about that, and I came here to talk about my business. Okay, we ain't gonna skip on that. But real quick, so I have a boutique. It's called Beautiful Me Design, and basically, it's all about women empowerment and basically self-love. It's all about mental health. So basically, I have accessories for you guys to wear. Basically, I'm saying basically a lot. I don't know why, but I'm trying to hurry up. That's why. But basically, the boutique, okay, it's for the girlies. It's so that you can feel like your best self, right? Put on your outfit, put on your makeup, do your hair, put your earrings on. You can walk it. You can accomplish so much. You can take over the world with your earrings on. You can, like, when you show up in a room, yeah, that dress was nice, but when you put them earrings on, you put that ring on or something, you got the whole shebang enchilada on. They are like, who is this lady? Who is this woman? I want to know her. I want to see her. I want to talk to her. I want to be with her. I don't care. Like, whatever the case may be, they're interested. So statement pieces, that's what I provide to women and men as well. But right now it's all about the women. So Beautiful Me Design is all about mental health and basically building you up. We call it fashion therapy, and it's just going to encourage the ladies to basically be their best selves. We talk about mental health all the time, how to combat that, how to deal with depression, how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with being raped and all kinds of other things that people may have gone through. You know what I'm saying? We can relate. We can talk about it. And you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. You can follow that at beautifulmedesign.com. And you can also purchase all my accessories, and stay tuned if you want to be an ambassador. Definitely hit me up. Email me, DM me, it doesn't matter what it is, on beautifulme.design on Facebook and Instagram. But you can follow me, Queen Bre, on Queen Bre Music Official, and that's QUEENBRE Music Official. Okay, everything is together, and you can also download my music, Queen Bre Music, and that's together as well. QUEENBREMUSIC. No spaces, okay? No spaces, because we don't need space for negativity. We need the space to bring light and love to this world, okay? And so you can follow me on that. You can shout me out. You know, we're always looking for ambassadors. Well, I'm always looking for ambassadors. I'm always looking for people that just want to be put on a pedestal, and I'm here to shine that light on them. You see how I like to have the light shine on me so I can shine the light on someone else. Yes. So this is the opportunity to do so. I thank y'all so much, and thank you so much, Ron G, for having me today. God bless you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bless you, bless you, bless you. That was Queen Bre right here on WSAN Radio.